I had a mentor.
Right.
I follow successful business models. Successful businesses follow other successful business models. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, now you don't have to make the same mistakes.
Right.
But you want their knowledge, their experience, their maturity to guide you.
Right.
How is a person 21, just graduated, or just graduated from college, his first business, is going to know more than a person that I've been around in business for 28 years.
It's not going to happen.
You get what I'm saying?
Right. It's not going to happen.
So, that happens a lot. People are. I work with a lot of restaurant owners.
Mm-hmm.
You are a good chef. You don't know nothing about running a restaurant.
And most chefs don't want to. They want to stay in their craft. They know they want to stay in their lane. Let me get somebody else to handle the financial part of it. Just let me do what I do, but don't mess me up.
Right. But a lot of them are not like that. They're like, okay, I did some very good barbecue ribs or whatnot, mm-hmm. and now I want to open a barbecue restaurant. Guys, there's so much that goes into that than just the cooking. So you need to surround yourself with people that are proficient in the areas that you are not. And that's very important. And again, that's also dealing with the business credit. Yes, you can do it yourself. I tell people that all the time.
Right.
But in this particular area, being that the information, for one, is so tight.
Right.
The limit of places that you can get the information, legitimate information, real information that's going to work. Why would you take it upon yourself to do it?
Everybody, main reason, they're going to say finances. I don't have the money to do that. But they want it so bad that they might end up screwing themselves up.
Right, right. So, exactly. Because, there's people that can fix your personal credit. Fixing the business credit is a lot more involved than doing your personal and all that. So if you make a mistake, it could put you out of business, you see.
Okay.
With doing that, and the financing, it's a lot more affordable than what it used to be.
Okay. Yeah.
And then companies such as mine, we can establish some sort of payment plan if necessary or what have you. But I look at it like this. First of all, you shouldn't be going into business unless you have X amount of dollars in order to establish your business anyway.
Correct.
Okay. Let's just go there first.
Yeah.
Some people are, I'm going to start a business today with $100. Well, it costs $100 in Georgia to become a Secretary of State.
Right.
Okay. California is $900, I think it is now. Las Vegas is like $1,500 or something like that. Something crazy.
Oh, okay. I guess that's why everybody comes to Atlanta. Hey, I'm an entrepreneur. I have a business. Yeah, I spent my $100. Hey, I'm serious. A lot of people come down to Atlanta. Right. And next thing you know, they have a business. They're a business owner.
Right.
Oh, yeah? What are you doing?
Well, Atlanta is huge in entrepreneurs. It's one of the most, I would imagine, I don't know the data and whatnot, but I would imagine we would have the most entrepreneurs in the country.
Yeah.
And every day at the Secretary of State, I'm on an average establishing 10 to 20 new companies a week, just because I help them do that as well.
Right.
And I'm just me. You can't imagine what all the other venues that do it are doing it. So it is great here in Atlanta for entrepreneurs. But you again, if anything else, you wouldn't go to a doctor that. Let me see this. You wouldn't go to a heart doctor if you got a foot problem.
No.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You wouldn't go to a foot doctor if you have a heart problem.
Right.
Now, you could go.
Right.
But again,
right.
I'm sure he's going to tell you to go somewhere else because that's not his area of expertise.
Right.
So again, you want to, that's back to surrounding yourself with people that don't know what you know.
Got a question here. So what would be your advice for someone that's thinking, let's say not thinking about starting a business. Let's say they already have, quote unquote, a business, and they've been operational, maybe full-time or part-time, for 1 or 2 years. Mm-hmm. What would be your advice for them to say, okay, if you hear this podcast, if you hear what I'm talking about, if you have the curiosity, what would be the next step for them to establishing that business credit? What do they need to do?
What you want to do is first get in contact with me. Mm-hmm. Again, my name is Orlando Nelson. My company is Info LLC. My email address is infollc2018@gmail.com. My number, I'll give you my cell number. It's 678-683-0222.
Okay.
Get in contact with me because the first thing I look at, whether you've been in business 100 years or you just got in business yesterday, is to verify that you're in compliance with all state laws, federal laws, and lending. Making sure that's the number one step is to get that, is to make sure that's done. And then acquiring your DUNS number, I get the government number. It's free. It doesn't cost you a dime to get a Dun & Bradstreet number.
Right.
And you can have it in 24 hours. Yeah. That's how fast you can get the number. So I would recommend you get in contact with me. I have some very valuable literature on what business credit is and how to benefit you. Mm-hmm. My objective is it's financial literacy.
Right.
My thing is the more you know, the more we can do together.
Right.
Okay. So I share my ebook and PowerPoints that I send out for free. That changes your world while they're alone.
Right.
And just that information, I can, in 17 years, I can probably count on one hand of people that I've sent the information to that did not want to do it. You get it? I don't want to do it.
Right.
I might get I don't have the finances right now or this or that or this or that, but there's still things that we can do to make sure that you're in the right position so when you are ready to do it, it's an easy transition,
right?
To do so. So I focus on that compliance. So that's the very first thing I do. So even if you're not going to do the business credit, working with me, you're already going to be in a better position just from that alone,
right? Okay.
And then we can go through. And I'd like to go back to real quickly on the tier 3.
Yeah, go ahead.
With the equipment leasing, leasing is the strongest thing you can get on your credit,
right?
Number 2, it just dawned on me. I'm sorry to
No. Go ahead.
Number 2 is that now, and I work with a lot of hair salons and whatnot, and you see that you go in there and sometimes their equipment or chairs are damaged because they don't have enough money to buy new ones. But if you lease it, then before the warranty runs out or before it gets too damaged, hey, come pick it up. Bring me the latest and greatest. You see?
Right.
Like people do on cars.
Right.
That's why they lease a car. It's because you want every 2 to 3 years or whatever you want the latest and greatest.
Right.
So now your equipment is always fresh and new.
Right.
And finally, the payments are 100% tax deductible as a business expense. 100%. So that means at the end of the year, whenever you do your taxes, you're going to get a tax credit for every payment that you paid into the equipment that you're using in your business. You see, a lot of people don't realize when you go into your hotels, these Hyatts and these sort of places.
Right.
You notice it always looks new, right?
Yeah, everything fresh.
They got 1,000 people might go through there a day. Mm-hmm. Furniture always look new. With people sitting in all that traffic. Why? They probably keep that stuff 2 years, 3 at the most.
Right.
And take it out, bring it back out, bring in new stuff. There's companies that sell off-lease hotel furniture.
Yeah. I have a young lady that I plan on having on a show that does office furniture. Yes, her name is Lisa White, and I'm going to get her on here. Matter of fact, she's going to listen to this podcast because I'm going to make sure she hears that. Let her know, hurry up and get on this show so you can spread the word about what you do. But definitely, I understand that. Yeah.
Right. And every company needs business credit, period, in the end. No matter how small. And we already know the large ones are already doing it.
Yeah.
No matter if you're working out of your house or whatever. Every company needs business credit, period, in the end. Because now your tools, your materials, your loans, your leases, something a little personal. I've gone as much as 5 to 7 years without using my personal credit. Yes.
Say that again, please.
I've gone as long as 5 to 7 years without using my personal credit.
I was wondering why you had that pep in your step. You be walking around have that pep on your step like, yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I mean, and that's a good feeling to know that I can get things without using my personal credit.
Yes. And with us, we have relationship with, if anyone that does have an injured personal credit, we have relationship with my referral partners, such as your company is, of course, a referral partner of mine. These are companies I've vetted and know they do good work over the years. But I have 3 to 4 companies that I utilize on the personal credit side.
Okay.
Because our goal working with our company is in 3, 6, 12 months, we want your personal a 700 to an 850. We want the business a 80 to 100. Now no one will turn you down for anything.
Repeat that one more time. This the numbers, because I need to write that down for personal.
We want your personal to be a 700 to an 850. Mm-hmm. The business, an 80 to 100. Business credit only goes up to 100.
Right.
Now, imagine in 3, 6, 12 months, both of them are hitting at 100%. Imagine the power and what you can. So I tell people all the time, the whole world is better on the corporate side than the personal will never, ever be.
Right. Oh, yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. Definitely. And let's imagine how much money you'll be saving on interest.
Just out of pocket.
Right.
You see, I work with a lot of people that do fix and flips, okay? I do some myself.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about investors. I was going there too, but I'm glad you started that.
Now, remember on Tier 2, I said we get like Home Depot, Sam's,
right.
Lumber 84. We get a brickyard. We get Lowe's. So when we go do a rehab, we might use hard money. I do have hard money lenders. And they may buy the property and they put the money aside for the repairs.
Right.
You got to do the repairs first.
Right.
Now, if you need a floor in that house, instead of having to come out of pocket to buy wood for the floor, if you got a $10,000 line of credit from Home Depot, or let's say Lumber 84, if they're, the places, if they're still around. But Lumber 80, let's just use Home Depot or Lowe's.
Right.
Now you can use your business credit to buy the material.
Right.
You see?
Right.
So you're not coming out of pocket.
Right.
The only thing you're coming out of pocket for now is labor. You see, when you go buy a subdivision, you don't think the person that's building a subdivision paid cash for all the wood that is going to build the houses.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So again, that shows you the power. Now you're able to do 2 or 3 houses because you're not having all your tools and material is business credit.
Right.
Cash.
Right.
It's labor.
Right. Got it.
You see?
Got it.
Tier 4, real quick, is fleet leasing and automobiles, 3 or more vehicles. I'm about to do a bunch of sanitation vehicles. I do everything from dump trucks to 18-wheelers to sanitation equipment to farm equipment, leasing it under the corporation. Now, if you lease the vehicle, everything you do to it is tax deductible as a business expense. Your maintenance, the gas, the mileage.
And that's Tier 4.
That's on Tier 4. We do vehicles. Okay. Now you're buying. When we get to Tier 3 and we do equipment leasing, from that point on, at that point you are 100. You was an 80. It only goes up to 100. By the time we get to Tier 3, you're 100. From that point on, they're not asking you for your personal credit anymore. Your business is strong enough to stand on its own. Okay. So now we can get vehicles under the business credit profile. Okay. If you have a vehicle that you have free and clear, I advise my clients, you got the title, sell it to the business for $1 or whatever you wanted to sell it to.
Right.
Now that becomes a corporate asset. Now everything you do to it is tax deductible as a business expense. Now the value of that vehicle, guess what, is the value of your company. Yeah. So if you're a new business and you just sold your vehicle, now it's a corporate asset, it's worth $10,000, guess what? Your business is worth $10,000 because you have a $10,000 asset. Again, it's the program that goes along with building the business credit. Right. It's not just building the profile. There's a whole lot that goes along with it that builds a successful and strong profile.
Correct.
And I know we're short on time. Tier 5 is being able to get true business credit cards, not personal cards with your business name on it. That's what most people got. Okay, because if you didn't use your Dun & Bradstreet number to get it, you used your EIN number, and most people forgot you had to put your social down to get the EIN number.
Yes, you did.
So it's still attached to you.
It's still attached.
And finally, Tier 6, being able to buy commercial real estate.